Good evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm Jenna Budell with the WJTS News. Hoosiers 16 and older could be eligible for COVID-19 vaccine as soon as next week. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb announced the state's plan and next steps in the fight against COVID-19 on Tuesday. The state's current public health emergency and order were set to expire at the end of the month, but Holcomb says he will extend them another 30 days to stay ahead of the virus. Vaccine eligibility is expected to be expanded to Hoosiers over the age of 16 on Wednesday, March 31st, after the state receives larger shipments of the vaccine. Additional mass vaccination clinics will open in April. The state will also implement a large employer vaccination clinic. The current COVID-19 restrictions will be extended through April 5th. After this date, decisions about venue capacity and social gatherings will be made by local officials. Customers in restaurants, bars, and nightclubs will no longer be required by the state to be seated. However, state health officials still recommend 6 feet between tables and other seating. The statewide mask mandate will become a mask advisory on April 6th. Face coverings will still be mandatory in all state buildings, facilities, and in all COVID-19 testing sites until further notice. K through 12 schools will continue with the current mask requirements for the rest of the 2020-2021 school year. Local governments, private businesses, and other entities could enforce more stringent guidelines. For more information, visit our website at WJTSTV.tv. Another DuBois County resident has died from the novel coronavirus. The Indiana State Department of Health reported 8 new cases and 1 new COVID-19 related death on Wednesday. The countywide total of COVID-19 cases is now 6,006. 114 residents have lost their lives since the start of the pandemic. The county's 7-day rolling average for all positive tests is 3.4%. To see a breakdown of the county's COVID-19 cases by age group and for more information, visit coronavirus.in.gov. Indiana is inching closer to having 1 million residents fully vaccinated. As of Wednesday, 992,664 Hoosiers have been fully vaccinated. To schedule a vaccination, visit ourshot.in.gov. School kids will be back in class 5 days a week next year. Governor Holcomb yesterday says he expects schools to return to normal in the fall. The order doesn't change much for the vast majority of schools in the state, and the governor's office says 90% of schools are back in session 5 days a week. The governor says his office is working on a list of safety precautions for the next school year, but he didn't say what would be on that list. Failing schools in Indiana may soon no longer face a state takeover. A plan in the Indiana Senate would stop the state from stepping in and taking over schools that get an F on their state report cards. The proposal already passed the Indiana House unanimously. It applies to both public schools and charter schools in the state. The plan's author, Senator Jeff Raitz, says it is the beginning of a conversation about overhauling how Indiana grades its schools as a whole. The city of Huntingburg is making sure their fire hydrants are in tip-top shape next month. Water Department employees are conducting their spring hydrant flushing program from Monday, April 5th to Friday, April 30th. Flushing times will typically be from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. Flushing improves pressures and flow rates needed to protect homes and businesses from fires and provides better water service to customers. Water will be safe to drink during this time. Customers are advised to run cold water through their taps for 5 to 7 minutes to clear any discoloration. Customers are also asked to be cautious when doing laundry during this process because clothes could become discolored. The city of Huntingburg is not responsible for the cleaning and/or replacement of items. Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicle branches are closing for a day in a few weeks. All branches will be closed on Friday, April 2nd for the Good Friday holiday. Branches will resume regularly scheduled business hours on Saturday, April 3rd. For a complete list of branch locations and hours, to complete an online transaction or to find a 24-hour BMV Connect kiosk near you, visit in.gov/BMV. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb is directing flags across the state to be flown at half-staff. Per President Biden's orders, flags should be flown at half-staff until sunset on Saturday, March 27th, in honor of the victims involved in the tragedy in Boulder, Colorado. Businesses and residents are also asked to lower their flags to half-staff. Sometimes a train ride by the river is all you need. The Ohio River Scenic Railway has been giving train rides to families and visitors since 2016. But the history goes deeper than that. The Perry County Visitors Bureau always wanted to host excursion train rides for the public. With Perry County having working railroads, port authorities, and train depots in the past, this dream stayed with those in charge. Perry County Convention and Visitors Bureau Executive Director Betty Cash says that the dream started to become a reality in 2010.
2010, Tell City had the opportunity to get a neighborhood stabilization grant. They took some blighted homes and demolished them and built new homes, sold the homes, and then they had the money. The money would either go back to the state or be invested in the community. So there were some very great-minded people that knew we wanted the depot, knew it would be a gathering place, and that's how the idea of the train depot was born and brought up. So.
Opening in 2013, farmers markets and such were regular for the Tell City train depot. It wasn't until 2016, however, that conductors called all aboard to the public. In 2019, Perry County found an investor for the Ohio River Scenic Railway, and it has been happy rails ever since. Riding on the train, visitors can see the Ohio River and countryside. Riders used to take rides all the way to Lincoln City, but that has been put on hold because of construction. So the train stops in Troy, allowing riders to explore if there's not an activity going on.
When you get into Troy, if there's not an activity that is going on because of the train, you can go to the ice cream shop, you can see some of the historic buildings there, and there's actually a bar a block away that they can go have a drink at. But it's just a fun family ride. We try to have some music on the train when they can. It's entertaining, and it's more of a family atmosphere. We want people to come and enjoy our piece of the county.
To learn more about the Ohio River Scenic Railway, head to ohiorivertrain.com. And we'll be back with more on 18 WJTS.